when we are challenged, as we are being challenged right now, we typically do not rise to our expectations. We fall to our level of practice. If you would like to cue up your music now, here's your chant. And then switch the cross of your legs when you're ready. And then as you inhale, let the crown of your head reach just a little bit higher. Float your arms up overhead. And then on your exhale, let your right hand come behind your right hip, your left hand to your right thigh. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lift your chest, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, gaze over your right shoulder. Now, if your neck is bothering you, you might keep your gaze right over your right knee. If your cervical spine, the side of your neck, your traps have a little bit of space, you could turn your chin over your right clavicle. Allow for your left shoulder to continue softening down. And then you inhale, come back to center, reach your arms high. And then exhale, right hand to your right thigh, left hand behind your left hip, roll your shoulders back and down, lift your chest. Gaze is either over your left knee or your chin moves towards the left clavicle, left shoulder. Long, strong spine. And then you inhale, come back to center just a little bit faster. Exhale, twist to the right. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, twist left. Now inhale, come back to center. This time as you exhale, twist right and hold one more time. All right, y'all. Continue to twist to the right. Your left hand is to the outside of your right thigh. On the inhale, reach your right arm back, up and over. And as you exhale, right fingertips find the left outer thigh, so your arms are crossed in front of your chest. Take an inhale, lift your heart, roll your shoulders back and down, but there's no pain, so don't push or pull. And then exhale, navel to your spine, arch your upper back and tuck your chin towards the notch in your throat. Breathe here for a moment, soften your shoulders down. Take an inhale, lift your heart. As you exhale, loosen your left arm, draw it behind your left hip. And then exhale, twist to the left now. So your left fingertips are behind your left hip, right fingertips to the outer left thigh. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lift your chest, the crown of the head. On the exhale, you twist just a little bit deeper, maybe gazing to your left hand. And then inhale, reach your left arm back, up and over. And then exhale, cross your left arm on top of the right, left fingertips to your right thigh. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, arch your upper back so you're opening your shoulder blades. Tuck your chin. And then inhale, slowly lift your heart. Release your arms. Exhale, open them out to a V and lift your gaze, lift your chest. Good. Take an inhale. On the exhale, right hand drops down in between your shoulder blades. The left hand grabs your right elbow. As you inhale, lift your chest. And then on the exhale, hinge to the left ever so slightly. Stretch your right tricep, the right side body, just a little bit. And then you inhale, reach your arms back out to a V. Exhale, left hand in between your shoulder blades, right hand to your left elbow. Lift your chest as you inhale, and then hinge ever so slightly to the right as you exhale. Getting into your left tricep. Good. And then you inhale, come back to center, arms reach high. Exhale, hands to the ground, come onto your hands and your knees. Box pose. So spread your fingers out wide. And as you inhale, drop a soft belly down to the ground. Lift your chin, lift your tail. And on the exhale, arch your upper back, navel to your spine. Separate your shoulder blades. And then inhale, belly down, heart forward. Exhale, navel to the spine. Tip your tail to the ground. And then inhale, last round, belly down, lift your chin. There's a sway to your low back. Exhale, reverse the movement. Crown of the head drops down, tuck your chin towards your chest. Now on your inhale, come back into a neutral spine. As you exhale, choice is yours. You can leave the tops of your feet down or curl up your toes and let your hips come to your heels. So just opening up maybe through the soles of your feet if you have the toes tucked. But also just moving a little bit into the quads, getting a stretch on the top side of your leg. Now as you inhale, open your arms out to a T. And on the exhale, cross your right arm in front of your chest and take your underside of your forearm to your right upper arm. So your palms are facing you. Relax your right shoulder down specifically. Good. Take an inhale. Left ear to your left shoulder as you exhale. Keep breathing. Your eyes can be closed or open. It's whatever you need. And then inhale, lift the crown of your head back up. Now choice is yours to exhale, just hug opposite shoulders or eagle up your arms, palm to palm. Now kind of play around with this here. Do you need to maybe lift the elbows, the forearms, feel that kind of a stretch, a slight arch to the back? Do you want to stay neutral and bring the upper arms, the elbows in towards your chest? Pull the forearms away from you, or even tuck your elbows in towards your navel, because that feels pretty nice to me. Find something that feels good. And then inhale, slowly come back up. Unravel, open your arms out. Exhale, make a fist with your hands at the small of your back, interlace your fingers. Inhale, puff up your chest. Counter everything we just did. You can stay right here if you like it. You can exhale, take your chest to your thighs, tuck your chin, and work your fist up and over. Slowly come back up. Reach your arms to the sky. Open your arms out to a T. Cross your left arm out in front of your chest. Your right elbow, your right kind of underside of your forearm comes to your left upper arm. Palms are facing you. Relax your left shoulder down. You're going to see it's going to try to come up to your left ear, but the shoulders were never meant to be earrings, right? So relax them down. Breathe here. If you're getting uncomfortable in the feet, you can always switch your feet position, right? Let the crown of your head reach a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, right ear to your right shoulder. Good, y'all. And then you inhale, crown of the head lifts. Choice is yours. Exhale, hug opposite shoulders or palm to palm for eagle arms, right? So here, same options apply, although you might notice that from one side to the next, you need something just a little bit different. And so in yoga, we say a lot to even out the sides, to match what you're doing from one side to the next. I want you to know that what that refers to is not necessarily that the pose has to be exactly the same. The sensation that it creates in your body is what we're looking for to ideally be the same. So feel out the space you have here. And then when you're ready, unravel, release. Open your arms out to a T as you inhale. Bind up your hands as you exhale. Interlace your fingers. Let your fists slide down behind your sacrum as you inhale. Now the knots on the fronts of your shoulders, roll them away from one another as you lift your chest. Feel free to fold forward as you exhale. Some of you might even lift your hips up off of your knees and come forward. It's a little bit more balanced. You got to pull your belly in, do all kinds of stuff, right? So feel out what you need. We eventually all release. Bring the hands down to the ground. Curl up the toes. Take an inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Allow for your hips to reach up and back. Create an inverted letter V shape with your body. The heels feel heavy, they reach down to the ground. Your feet are about hip width distance apart, hands about shoulder width distance apart. Spread your fingers wide and press down into the webbing between your thumb and your forefinger. Now if what you need is to perhaps find some movement here, you can pedal out your feet. Those of you who have been biking all over Dallas, you might need to stretch your legs a little bit. All right, so from here, oh wow, I have not biked anywhere, but I am popping and cracking. All right, y'all. Inhale, roll to the balls of your feet. Take a soft bend to your knees. And then exhale, step your feet to the top of your mat about hip width distance apart. Inhale, crown of your head reaches, tailbone draws back. Take a nice generous bend to your knees to start. And exhale, fold over your thighs, hands grab onto opposite elbows. And just let the crown of your head reach down towards the earth as you breathe. Good. So your ragdoll pose. Ideally, we're feeling this release in the hamstrings, releasing through the low back without straining. So if you feel this around your knees or in the gluteal fold, take a deeper bend to your knees. Good. Let your fingertips drop back down to the ground. Completely exhale. And then on your inhale, come all the way to standing. Reach your arms out and up. On the exhale, just root down into your feet. Now as you inhale, reach a little bit higher. Feel your navel pull up and away from your pubic bone. Your sternum up and away from your navel. Good. And then on your exhale, right arm reaches down, left arm reaches up and over. Get a side body stretch on the left side. Now stay for a moment. If you feel this in your low back, take a soft pull at the top of your pubic bone up so that the low back lengthens. On your inhale, feel how the left side rib cage fans open, right? You create space. And then on the exhale, it feels a little bit less. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, left arm down, right arm reaches. Relax your right shoulder from your ear. I don't know if y'all could see mine, but it was right there. And as you inhale, your right side ribcage opens more. And then you exhale, it kind of softens. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, elbows back and down. Lift your chest. Press your hips slightly forward. Roll your shoulders back and down. And pull the pit of your belly in. And then you inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Your knees can be as bent as you want them to be. Inhale, take a halfway lift, crown of your head forward, tailbone back. Exhale, hands to the ground, step your feet back to a high plank and hold. So you could always come to the knees, right? Whatever feels appropriate to your body this morning. Take an inhale, feel that space between your navel and your pubic bone. Draw it up, downward facing dog as you exhale. So we've already opened the shoulders up slightly. So on your inhale, roll into a high plank. Stack your shoulders over your elbows, elbows over your wrists. Pull your belly in and up. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll into your high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips high. One more. Inhale, high plank. Navel to the spine. Gaze just out kind of towards your index fingers so your neck is long. Now this time on your exhale, you can bring your knees down to start or soften all the way down to your belly. We're all going to meet flat on the ground. All right, y'all. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back and down. Tops of your feet are flat. Now as you inhale, pubic bone stays down, elbows stay bent, but lift your chest for cobra pose. Good. Take one more breath in. And then exhale. Melt your chest to the ground. Bring your elbows, your forearms to the earth, palms face down. Now you can choose to stay with your cobra pose, your baby cobra, or join me for sphinx pose. So elbows directly underneath your shoulders, wrists in front of the elbows, palms flat, roll your shoulders back and down. We're going to get into the bottom part of the body soon enough, the hips, the quads, the hamstrings, all that stuff. But I know a lot of you have been sitting at computers, more so than you ever have before. Roll your shoulders back and down. Feel free to move the head if you need to, but do maintain the gaze towards the top edge of your mat rather than looking all the way up or tucking the chin all the way in. Unless you're looking for a specific stretch that you know you get by doing that, right? Good. If you feel this in the low back, same thing. Top of the pubic bone, draw it towards your navel. Then create the sensation of pulling your elbows and your hips towards one another. Get traction along your spine. Take one more inhale. Chest down to the ground. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Pass through box pose. Hips to your heels as you exhale. I would take a traditional child's pose with my inner thighs, my knees touching. It's a little bit more supportive for the spine after opening the heart, right? But if you prefer big toes touching knees out wide, that's your jams. Go for it. All right, Joe. Inhale. Find your box pose. And then exhale, pull your navel to your spine. On your inhale, reach your right leg back behind you. Glance back. You want your right pinky toe, your right hip to point down to the ground. Now pull the pit of your belly in and up. And then if you choose, reach your left arm forward. So your gaze is just down to your mat. Reach your left fingertips, press back with your right heel, and perhaps your bicep frames your left ear. On your exhale, knee to elbow or knee into your chin, your chest, your nose, right? Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, re-extend. Last one. Exhale, knee to elbow, hold for a breath. And then you inhale to re-extend. Exhale, left hand down to the ground. Press your right heel back as you inhale. So feel that length. You'll feel the right hamstring and the glute engage. And then your right foot steps all the way forward as you exhale. So right foot next to your right thumb. And then your right knee creates a 90-degree angle. So you stack your knee over the heel, over the ankle. Take your time, energetically squeeze the inner thighs towards one another. And then reach your arms up overhead. This is your inhale. Settle in for your exhale. So notice I have a diagonal from my left hip to my left knee, opening through the front side of my left hip. Good. Take an inhale, reach just a little bit higher. Open arm twist to the right as you exhale. Right fingertips back, left fingertips forward. Gaze could potentially follow your right shoulder, your right thumb, or you could just look to the right. Reach your arms up high as you inhale. Salamba Anjaneyasana, your supported crescent lunge. Hands to the inside of your right foot as you exhale. All right, y'all. Heel toe your right foot over ever so slightly. Just slide these out of the way there. All right. Now, feel free to stay right here. Or roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Root down with left hand to a block, to your support, to the ground. Maybe you take your right hand and kind of externally rotate your right thigh by manipulating that fleshy inner part of your right thigh. Just don't press into your right knee, right? You could even look over your right shoulder. Good. So I feel this even in my left side, the front of my left hip. It's not just my right hip. Now reach your right arm up and over. Let your right hand come down to the ground. Curl up your back toes. Inhale. Lift your hips. Straighten your right leg as you exhale. So it's like a lizard pyramid variation, right? And stretch through the right hamstring. This is the first kind of half split pyramid, anything we've done on the right side. So take a soft bend to the right knee if you need it. Good. Now roll to the ball of your left foot as you inhale. So you can take a soft bend to your right knee as you spin your left heel flat. Walk yourself to the long edge of your mat as you exhale. So toes kind of angle slightly inward or are pigeon toed. Inhale, lift your chest, pull your heart forward. And then exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana. Let your chest drape in between your thighs and the crown of your head reach down towards the ground. Relax your shoulders from your ears. Now, by all means, if this just feels amazing, stay here. Today I feel like I need a little bit different, so I'm going to actually turn my toes slightly outward, and I'm going to go left and right between a high skandasana to the right, like a high side lunge, and a high skandasana to the left. But I don't want your toes to be pigeon-toed or facing inward for the side-to-side lateral movement. Yeah. And then pull your belly in and up so you're supporting your spine as you're here. Awesome, y'all. Take your last one to the left if you're moving. If you're still in your wide leg forward fold, we all come back to center and then walk ourselves to the top of the mat. Slide your right foot back. If you absolutely need a vinyasa today, feel free to take it, right? So being gentle flow and all of that, like you do those chaturangas on you, right? And then gently, knees to the ground. Pull the belly in and up the entire time. So you want to feel like you're supporting your body with your core the entire time you move. Yeah? I know some of y'all have asked me about core work, which I'm so not good at. Uptown Yoga has specific core classes. So if any of y'all are looking for something like that, we have an online platform as well. So I can get you that information. You let me know, right? Y'all can send me a message later. All right. Left leg extends back behind you as you inhale. Pull your belly in and up as you exhale. Navel to your spine. Now your right arm reaches forward as you inhale. Take your time, right? Maybe your right bicep is framing your cheekbone, your temple. As you inhale, reach your right fingertips forward, your left heel back. And then you exhale, knee to your elbow, or maybe your right hand is still down and it's knee to chin, chest, nose. Inhale, re-extend. Arm forward, leg back. Exhale, tap your knee to your elbow. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Hold here for a breath. Re-extend as you inhale. Right hand to the ground as you exhale. Reach your left heel back on the inhale, navel to your spine. Exhale, left foot to your left thumb. Slide your right knee back ever so slightly. So your left knee tracks the heel or the ankle. Energetically squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. And then you inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale to settle in your supported crescent lunge. Press down into the four corners of your left foot, but your toes could be light and could even separate, right? Now reach your fingertips a little bit higher as you inhale. Feel your spine get nice and long. And then exhale, right fingertips forward, left fingertips back. So twisting with an open arm. Your gaze could be just to the side. If the neck obliges, cervical spine feels good, maybe your gaze goes back towards your left thumb. Continue to use your inner thigh on the left leg to bring your knee over your shin. And then you inhale, reach both arms high. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale, hands to the inside of your left foot. Maybe you heel toe your left foot over. Awesome. Now you can stay right here. If this is what feels good to you, do that, right? If what you need is a little bit more, you roll to the outer edge of your left foot, and you could just stay right here. Maybe your left hand finds your left inner thigh, and you gently spin it open. Maybe you gaze over your left shoulder. So whenever I take the gaze back, that's where the deepening of the stretch happens on my right side body. Good. Then gently reach your left arm back up and over. Left hand to the ground. Curl up your back toes on your exhale. Lift your hips, straighten your left leg. Let your chest melt to the inside of your left thigh. Crown of the head down. I lift my left toes, but because I like it, right? It definitely deepens the stretch for me. If you leave your left foot down, more than likely you're just going to be getting a different side of the stretch. So the top of your left foot up into the front of your shin. So feel it out and see what you need. And then you inhale, kind of roll to the ball mound of your right foot so you can spin to the long edge of your mat. And then even out your feet. Prasarita Padottanasana as you exhale, crown of your head down. Feel free to stay right here. This time I'm going to go a little bit lower. So I'll turn my toes slightly out, and then I'm going to drop down to low Skandasana. But I'm going to leave my hands down on the ground. So some of you like to bring your hands to heart center and travel forward and backward on your mat between each side. I'm going to support myself today. So I'm going to inhale, lift my hips. You can see my hands are down. Walk to the left leg. Exhale, bend my left knee, straighten the right. Inhale, walk through the center. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, come through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. If you're still in Prasarita, you'll inhale, halfway lift. We all meet with the hips lifted. Exhale, flip over your left leg at the top of your mat. Step your left foot to meet the right. Take your vinyasa if you need it. Otherwise, chest in towards the thighs. Let your heels get heavy. Your hips rise to your inverted letter V. Take a deep breath in. If you need to release heat, exhale through the mouth. Good, y'all. Now inhale, float your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, right knee to your chin, your chest, your nose. Inhale to re-extend. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. Stay on the ball mount of your left foot. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Anjaneyasana, your crescent lunge. Exhale, just settle in. Good, y'all. Now if you feel this in your low back, so I've been speaking to that, take the top of your pubic bone, draw it slightly upward, lengthen through your spine. Play around with the soft bend to the left knee or charging through the back side of your left leg, right? Reach your fingertips up high as you inhale. Pull the pit of your belly in. And then lean forward with your chest. Float your arms back as you exhale. Palms face down. Take your pinkies in towards one another. Gaze is just out in front of your right toes. Inhale, crescent lunge. Shoulders stack over your hips. Exhale, chest forward. Float your arms back. Stay here for your inhale. I gotta scoot back a little bit. And then press down into the four corners of your right foot. Lean forward. Straighten your right leg. Lift your left as you exhale. Breathe. So this is your warrior three balance. Strengthen your right ankle. Pull your belly in and up. And then you inhale. Shoulders over hips. Arms overhead. Left knee, single leg Tadasana. The knee bends, tracks in front of the left thigh bone, in front of your left hip. Left shin is under the knee. Straight line. Flex your left foot. Good. Now, think of your left inner thigh drawing towards the center of your body, right? So engage here. Reach your fingertips higher as you inhale. You want to create length in your spine. Open arm twist to the left as you exhale. Right fingertips forward, left fingertips back. Good. Breathe. You could always bring your right hand to your left knee if you want the support. Work your balance. Inhale, rotate back to the front and the center. Exhale, pass through warrior three. Hinge forward, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Inhale, crescent lunge, arms up over your head. Exhale, spin your left foot flat. Open your arms, your chest to warrior two, right side. Bend your right knee to stack the heel or the ankle. Roll your shoulders back and down from your ears. And as you breathe in, you know that you're breathing in. And as you breathe out, you know that you're breathing out. Completely exhale. Flip your right palm, reverse your warrior on your inhale. Let your left hand slide down your left leg ever so lightly. Maintain the integrity of the bend in your right knee. This is a hard one for me. I always kind of back off and I don't even realize it. Reach with your right fingertips. Relax your right shoulder. Take an inhale. And then windmill your hands down. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. Soften your left knee to the ground. Spin your left toes to the long edge of your mat. Flatten your right foot down. Left hand to the earth, right arm to the sky. It's a modified side plank. So since this is a gentle flow and stretch, offering up the modified version, if you know you need a little bit more today, take your full Vashisthasana, right? It's all good. I can't see you. And then maybe your right fingertips go towards the top of your mat. So I really like to reach right fingertips forward and press actively into the outer edge of my right foot. Stretch through the right side body as I engage my left side obliques. Take one more inhale. Right hand to the ground. Pivot onto the ball of your right foot. Lift your left knee to your chest. Left leg to the sky. Three-leg dog. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Pedal out your feet. Good, y'all. I know you're nailing it even though I can't see you. Inhale, float your left heel up to the sky. Exhale, knee to chin, chest, nose. Inhale, the left leg rises. Exhale, left foot to your left thumb. Stay on the ball of your back foot. Take your time coming up. We're not in a rush. On the inhale, stack your shoulders over your hips. Arms float up overhead. Take the pit of your belly, draw it in. So that space between your navel and your pubic bone, try to make that skin taut, right? So once you pull that in, you support the directly opposite side of your core, so your low back, right? Arms up overhead. Reach your fingertips high like you mean it. That's your inhale. Hinge forward, lead with your heart. Float your arms back, palms face down, pinkies in towards one another as you exhale. Just building heat, y'all. Inhale, reach your arms up, stack shoulders over hips. Exhale, hinge it back forward, float your arms back. Gaze just in front of your left toes. Pull the belly in, take an inhale. Straighten your left leg. Lift your right as you exhale. Long neck. Your right toes could even be a kickstand, right? Pull your belly in. Now completely exhale. Inhale, stack shoulders over hips, arms overhead. Right knee bends into a 90-degree angle. Good. Root down into the four corners of your left foot. It's okay if you wobble. I'm wobbling, right? Level your hips. So my right hip has a tendency to hike up. Take an inhale. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. Remember, your left hand can make contact with your right leg. If that creates more stability for you, do that. Roll your shoulders back and down. Warm up your legs. Inhale, come back to the center, arms high. Exhale, hinge forward. Pass through your warrior three. Let your right foot come down to the ground. Arms up overhead, crescent lunge is your inhale. Exhale, right foot swivels flat. Open your arms up to a T. Warrior two, left side. Bend your left knee, let it track the heel or the ankle. Right toes angle slightly inward. Good. And then check the leveling of your hips. My left hip has a tendency to drop down. So just notice if that's you. Maybe you need a very slight tuck of the pelvis forward to lengthen your lumbar spine. Flip your left palm, reverse your warrior as you inhale. Stay for your exhale. Recommit to the bend in your left knee. Reach your left fingertips back so that you really open through the left side of your body. Take one more inhale. Windmill your hands down as you exhale. Step your left foot to meet the right. Right knee softens to the ground. Spin your right toes to the long edge of your mat. Left foot goes flat. Right palm roots. Left arm reaches to the sky. Now your right hand, really press down into the webbing between the thumb and the forefinger. Traditional drishti would follow your left hand, but if it feels better to look down or to just look straight forward, take your practice where you need it. One more inhale. Left fingertips can reach towards the top of your mat if you're looking for the side body stretching. And then left hand down to the ground as you exhale. Pivot on the ball mounds of your left foot. Draw your right knee into your chest. Extend your right leg long. And then downward facing dog as you exhale. Good. Chest in towards the thighs. Excellent. Now right leg rises as you inhale. Bring your right knee to your right wrist as you exhale. Slide your left leg back. So for your half pigeon, if you prefer this on your back, cross your right ankle over your left knee. Or for double pigeon, just take your left leg, stack it on top of the right. Do what you need to do here. If you feel this in any way in your right kneecap, draw your right heel closer towards your pelvis. Your right shin can go up to parallel, but there's no pain in the knee whatsoever. Now as you inhale, lift your chest, pull your heart forward. And then on the exhale, you can choose to come down or stay lifted. Relax your shoulders from your ears. You can take your arms down by the side body. This will intensify and increase the weight felt on the front leg. You can take your arms out to a T. If you're needing a little bit more for your arms still, you could also take your hands in prayer and drop your thumbs to the back of your neck. Give yourself permission to stay in this space. I know it is tempting to go everywhere else. But you've got all day to mentally go everywhere else. Stay here. And then slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lift your chest. Now just for a moment here, we haven't done a whole lot with the quads and we've warmed them. You might just bend your left knee, and so you'll see like the internal rotation of my legs is like questionable. But you could reach back and catch your left ankle with your left hand if you need a quad stretch. If catching the ankle with the hand is going to create tension in your body, then just stay pointing forward with your shoulders, your hips, and just bend your left knee and flex your foot. And then let your left toes come down. Hands to the ground. Float your right leg up. And then as you exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hip, yawn it open. Those of you who like to flip your dog and all that, feel free to do it, right? Otherwise, just circle it out. We're going to meet back in downward facing dog, so take your time in the shapes that you're creating. And then when you're ready, left leg rises on the inhale. And then left knee to your left wrist as you exhale. Slide your right leg back. Top of the foot down. Now your left heel can come close to the pelvis. Your left shin could go up to parallel to the top of your mat. There's no pain, so no pushing, forcing, anything like that. Inhale, lift your chest. Feel free to take whatever variation you did on the first side. If it's not this one, that's fine. And then you exhale, perhaps, to melt down over your left leg. Now on this side, focus on the right hip, trying to point down to the ground. It's like there's a string tied around there, and it's pulling your hip to the ground. It's not going to actually touch, right? Probably. But create that sensation, that energy. Arms can do whatever you want them to do, right? But relax your brow. Relax your jaw. Wiggle it from side to side if you need to. Breathe in. Know that you're breathing in. Breathe out. Know that you're breathing out. When you're ready to slide your hands underneath your shoulders to lift your chest, you could just bend your right knee, bring the heel in towards your glute. You could reach back with your right hand, catch your ankle. There's no pain in the right knee, no matter what you do. There's no pain, right? Everything is meant to make it better, right? That doesn't mean that there aren't things in yoga that are not, not everything's comfortable, but there's no pain. Nice, soft release of the right foot if you grabbed hold. Root your palms to the ground, curl up your back toes, left leg floats up. On your exhale, bend your left knee, stack the hip, yawn it open, whatever it is that you need to do, circle it out. And then downward facing dog when you're ready. Come down to your knees. Cross your feet at the ankles, sit back on your heels, and extend your legs out in front of you. Get your stuff out of the way. Roll to the front of your sits bones. Reach your arms out and up on the inhale. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Chest to your thighs as you exhale. Relax your shoulders from your ears. So Paschimottanasana, your seated forward fold. Again, if you feel it in the gluteal fold or in your knees, just bend your knees. And then slowly come up one vertebra at a time. And then take your time, roll down onto your back. And then once you're flat on the earth, either cobbler's bridge or traditional bridge. So butterfly legs or bend your knees with your feet hip width distance apart. You choose what you need today. Cobbler's bridge, a little bit more therapeutic. You can also go into your wheel, right? I mean, like, you do what you need to do for your belly up back bend. I'm gonna cue bridge pose. So the feet are hip width distance apart, heels towards the sits bones. Hands down next to your hips. Now root into the four corners of your feet. And then inhale, lift your hips up to the sky. Take your time. Now, your glute muscles are gonna engage, right? But what we're trying to avoid is like the Jane Fondang through it, right? Like, we're not doing this number here. You're pressing into your feet so that you press your feet away from your body. Your inner thighs, your quads, and your hamstrings are going to be more responsible for the lift than your glutes. And then roll to the balls of your feet for just a second. And then lift your hips up a little bit higher. And see that feeling, right? It's almost like you have a block in between your thighs, so you're kind of squeezing in, internal rotation. Now with that height that you just created, stay there, but let your heels come back down to the ground. Good. Take one more inhale. And then soften down, hips to the ground as you exhale. Some of you like to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. I like to hug my knees in towards my chest, so you do what you need to do, right? And then when you're ready, press your feet into the sky. You've got options here. You could always go into a supine twist. Knees or extended legs to the right, gaze to the left. If you don't feel like you need another twist at this point, you could stay in legs up the wall. Slide a block underneath your low back if you choose. Or maybe you do a little bit of both, right? You twist to one side, press your feet up to the sky, and then twist to the other. I am going to ask you today, before you sign off, to stay in Shavasana as a group today. I know some of you have to get back to work and all those kinds of things, so finish up your closing, whatever it is, if it's your spinal twisting. If you went into your shoulder stand, I'm not teaching that because I can't watch you, so if you have that in your practice, you do your closing. And then when you're ready, maybe you hug your knees in towards your chest, bring your forehead up to your knees for full wind removing pose. I love this one at the end. It's like this last little squeeze and full rounding of the spine. Take one more inhale. And then just open up into your Shavasana as you exhale. Let your feet extend towards the top of your mat. Let them hang comfortably open. And really remember that how you do anything is typically how you do everything. In moments of crisis, we don't typically rise to the best version of ourselves. A lot of times we fall back onto the practice we already had in place, the person that we already were. Lying down flat on the earth. Take your time, resting here. No expectation, nowhere to go, nothing to do, nobody to be, nobody to not be. You are here and you are perfect. Let's stay and rest. Now slowly begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And on your inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Take a full body stretch. Take your time, tuck your knees in towards your chest when you're ready. And maybe you're just there for a moment and the eyes are still closed down. And then you roll over to the side of your choosing, whatever that is. And take your time as you press up into your comfortable, easy sit, right where you are. Allow for your eyes to still be closed. Relax your shoulders back and down. Let the crown of your head reach up. Rest your hands, your palms on your knees. And breathe. Notice how your body shows up in this space. After your practice, after moving through everything that you brought with you to your mat this morning. And bookmark this sensation so that you keep coming back for more. This is our practice. By stepping onto our mats over and over and over again, this is how we train ourselves to rise to our highest expectation during crisis, during challenge, so that we don't fall back unless we fall back to our current level of practice, which is this. So that is my wish to all of you, is to keep up with your practice, to keep doing this work that you're doing here, because that is how you effectively take on the challenges you are facing right now, all day, every day. Is by making time for this, for being here for this. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here this morning. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. and all levels flow. If you have questions about anything I brought up today, if you need recommendations, hit me up. I'm here. Much love. Namaste.